In today's video, I want to go over the PlayStation Plus games for the month of January 2020. They have finally been revealed, and I wouldn't say it's the best month in the world. Would I say it's the worst month? Probably not, but it's probably one of the worst that we've seen in the last 12 or so months. It's not a great month just because, while I wouldn't say either of the game offerings are bad, one of them I think the majority of people either own or have played, and the value just necessarily isn't there. It's still a decent deal, and for some people it's going to be a great month. However, I think for a lot of you guys, the major heavy hitter is going to be something a lot of you guys already own. Outside of that, I do want to note the Ghost of Tsushima dynamic theme is still available, so you'll definitely want to pick that up, and we'll round out this video by taking a look at some great PlayStation 4 game deals available at Best Buy right now. They're running some really solid deals, so we'll cover that at the end of this video. First off, what you guys care about, the PlayStation Plus freebies for the month of January 2020. So we've got Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection as well as Goat Simulator. And before I delve into both of these games, let me just give you guys an overall thought process of these two games. Now, Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, really good. That's all three Uncharted games, nothing bad about that. Goat Simulator, I think, is fine. I think some people are going to be mad about Goat Simulator, but for all the wrong reasons. Look, Goat Simulator as a game, as a complimentary title for PlayStation Plus would be fine. However, it's coupled with Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, which is a game that so many of you guys own, and a lot of people, here's what's going to happen. A lot of people are just gonna look at Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection. They're not gonna give it any credit since most people already own that, and then they're gonna look as, oh, the one game I'm getting this month is freaking Goat Simulator, and then immediately they're gonna think it's a crap month. And Goat Simulator is actually a pretty fun game. I think if you download Goat Simulator and you give it a chance, you're actually gonna have quite a bit of fun with it. Is it a game that has this incredible narrative, or it's gonna leave you emotionally moved? I mean, maybe for Goat lovers it'll leave you emotionally moved, but nonetheless, you get the idea. I still think it's a pretty decent month if you're paying, what, $40, $45 a year for PlayStation Plus. You're talking $3 and change a month. Getting Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection and Goat Sim for that price is pretty good. However, again, if you're probably one of the 80-90% of people that are watching this video and own Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, the value of this month really starts dissipating. I don't recall what game was offered with Last of Us Remastered back when that was offered as a PlayStation Plus game, but I recall it being much better than Goat Simulator. And so yeah, back in October, we got The Last of Us Remastered, and then the other game was MLB The Show 19, which was an exclusive that released in the same year. So I don't think you can compare MLB The Show 19 to Goat Simulator, so from that standpoint, a little bit of a drop-off. But if you're one of the few people that haven't played Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, man, this PlayStation Plus month would be a home run for you because that is tremendous. Let's talk a little bit about Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection. So this, of course, includes Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and the games are remastered for the PlayStation 4. Uncharted 1 is one of those games that doesn't hold up quite as well. However, it's still very much an enjoyable game. It released all the way back in 2007, so at this point, we're talking a game that's 12 and a half years old. And yeah, it does show its age a little bit. What's surprising is once you jump into Uncharted 2, man, those games hold up a lot better. Uncharted 2 and 3, those two hold up really, really well. I played Uncharted 2 not too long ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, around the time that Uncharted 4 came out, and I had a great time with it. Uncharted 2 is just a really, really well done game. Maybe with Uncharted 1, Naughty Dog was still figuring out how to accentuate the power of the PlayStation 3 because Uncharted 2 visually also looks much better, and they got a lot of other elements really down pat with it. Uncharted 1 had some questionable pacing elements as well. Uncharted 2 completely remedies that, and it's just a fantastic game. Back in 2009 when Uncharted 2 came out, they also threw on multiplayer with it, and that turned out to be really good. Of course, with this collection, you don't get that, but for the single player, it's still really good. Uncharted 3 is also really good. I think the issue with Uncharted 3 is heading into the release of that game, the standards for Uncharted and Naughty Dog were set so high with Uncharted 2 that, yeah, it was a phenomenal game, but some people were somehow a little bit disappointed by it. I think the general consensus is the game is really good. I don't think it's quite as good as Uncharted 2, but hey, some people will argue that it's the best of the trilogy. Whatever the case may be, Uncharted 2 and 3 are both excellent games. Uncharted 1, very much worth playing, and if you play through all three of those games, definitely give Uncharted 4 a look as well, because in my opinion, out of the 4 games, Uncharted 4 is the best game to play. And maybe you're one of those people that played Uncharted games on the PlayStation 3 and now you have a reason to revisit Uncharted via the Nathan Drake Collection being a freebie on the PlayStation Store for PlayStation Plus subscribers. Well, from that standpoint, it's pretty good as well. I don't want to crap completely all over it just because a lot of people probably own it, because there is going to be a subsect out there that hasn't played the Uncharted games. I know that might be few and far between, but there might also be an audience that played the Uncharted games on the PlayStation 3 and now they have reason to check it out on the PlayStation 4. It's a great set of games. Just for the reasons I mentioned, it's not a complete barn burner, especially when you consider the other offering, the other game being given to Plus subscribers is Goat Simulator. Now, Goat Simulator is a lot of fun. It's a game that you can definitely lose yourself to. You can unwind from a long day at work, you can mentally check out, and then you can just pop in Goat Simulator and you can have some chaotic, zany fun. From that standpoint, Goat Simulator is really good. I think for a lot of people, they're not even going to give Goat Simulator a chance. They're just going to look at this and be like, what the hell is Goat Simulator? Well, it's freaking Goat Simulator. You simulate a goat. Not necessarily, obviously, there's a lot of chaos to Goat Simulator, but it's a game that if you have a couple friends over, it's not a multiplayer game, but it's a game that you could all gather in and just watch some absolute insanity. And from that standpoint, it is a rather enjoyable game. I do like it as a complimentary title. I just wish it was a complimentary title to a game that not 90% of the PlayStation community already owned. Especially at this stage in 2020, if you picked up a PS4 within the last few years, at some point you picked up Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection when it's gone on sale for like 8 to 10 bucks. So that's my standpoint on that. If you don't have Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, this is a great month. I think the majority of you guys do, so it does become a little bit of a bummer from that standpoint. Alright, moving on from that, but on the topic of free, I mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate that the Ghost of Tsushima dynamic theme is available free right now on PSN if you use the US PSN code BEFBAMNR4F6. They've got different codes for different regions, and I'll leave all of those codes in the description box below, so check that out. The theme looks absolutely slick. Ghost of Tsushima is one of those games that has a very, very slick presentation style, and it works out very well in a dynamic theme as well, so add that to your library. Alright, and lastly, I do want to cover some great PlayStation 4 game deals available at Best Buy right now. Rayman Legends is discounted to $9.99. This is a great deal for Rayman Legends. I do believe this was a PlayStation Plus title in the past, so maybe you guys have it that way, but if not, it's a fantastic platformer, and I wish Rayman made more of an impact with its comeback with Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. They came out, they turned out to be really good games. Unfortunately, not a lot of people checked them out. If you were one of those people that unfortunately didn't check it out, remedy that ASAP and do pick it up. The games were received very, very well, and they are excellent and very well designed platformers. Received really strong, 89 on Metacritic, 90 for some platforms, so definitely give that a look, especially at $9.99. Borderlands 3 at Best Buy is down to $24.99. Really good buy on that. It's more Borderlands. You really can't go wrong with it. It's going on sale really, really quickly. I did not expect it to get discounted this hard this quickly, but do bear in mind that it's 2K, it's Gearbox. I imagine that Borderlands 3 will get a re-release at some point, maybe even on the PS5, the Definitive Edition, Complete Edition, or whatever the case may be with all the DLC, because they are releasing a considerable amount of DLC. But if you don't want to wait for that and you want to pick up the game, $25 for it, I would say is pretty good. More Borderlands, if you play it solo, still a lot of fun. You can't really go wrong with it. And lastly, Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition is down to $40. This, of course, includes Monster Hunter World and the Iceborne expansion. If you want to forget about every other game and just be busy with one game for the next couple of months, pick this up, because if you get into Monster Hunter World, man, is it an addictive experience, and man, is it a content-filled experience. There is so much to do with the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, because not only do you get the content in the base game, you get all of the content in Iceborne, and Iceborne legitimately adds north of 150 hours of content. I don't think that's hyperbole at all, especially because these games inherently have a ton of replay value, so $40 for the amount of hours of gameplay that you're getting, pretty ridiculous with the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, so definitely give that a look. Monster Hunter World, probably one of the best games of this generation, and this game, along with, I would say, Resident Evil 7, were the games that sort of show us that, man, Capcom is back in a big way, and then they parlayed that with Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry 5, and they've just been killing it, and Iceborne, releasing in 2019, really showcased that, yeah, Capcom is here to stay, and they're gonna be a fundamental publisher going into the next generation. So $40 for Iceborne Master Edition, really good buy there. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, PlayStation Plus games for the month of January, Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection and Goat Simulator. Those games will be live next Tuesday. Not a great month, but not the worst month in the world either. Ghost of Tsushima dynamic theme available on PSN, Rayman Legends, Borderlands 3, and Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, all discounted over at Best Buy. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.